this class we'll discuss about what is strategy, and strategy was born out of military conflicts, and use of superior strategy enabled to defeat the competitor, and the art of war is the clear implication of the same. Strategy many like has stated their own definition. Like Porto says that deliberately you choose different set of activities to deliver a unique mix of value. Markites says the essence of strategy is for an organization to select one strategic position that it can claim as its own. Like suppose you are making a price competitive one, or a innovative product, okay, or a specific with respect to, like Dell claims that their proficiency in the distribution channel, okay. K explains strategy as the match between the internal capabilities, or that is your internal strength and weakness, how you are coping with that one, with that of your external relationship, how you are treating your opportunities and threats. Strategic management is of three steps. First one is strategy analysis, second comes strategy formulation, and third one is strategy implementation. Strategy analysis says that how well it is positioned to exploit the opportunity in its external environment, like your internal environment and external environment, comprising of both general environment and competitive environment. Then formulation is Mintzberg and Ohme, they says that you have to frame the question and you have to answer that one, and it is a creative, a subconscious process. And last, strategy implementation, as Peter Drucker says that it is that how well we are communicating with our all the stakeholders of both internal environment as well as external environment, and that is what it should be acceptable by the majority of the people. They should realize that one, they should understand that one, and coordination between all the stakeholders, that is the strategy implementation part. Then comes theory of business, that is what is your assumption about environment, mission, your core competency, they must fit in reality. It is not like you are making the assumptions and but in reality there is a mismatch, and they should fit to each other, and must be the theory of business must be known and understood throughout the organization, just like the organizational stakeholder, they should be known to this one. The theory of business has to be continually tested, means in due course of time it has to be updated so that it can cope up with the changing environment of both internal and external. Types of strategy, it is three type of strategies there. One is your corporate strategy, then comes business strategy, then comes functional strategy. Corporate strategy, that decides in which particular industry you are going to compete with. Out of the general environment, there are so many industries are there, you are going to pick up that I am going to compete in the telecom sector, telecom industry, or I am going to compete in the say for example transportation industry. So this sort of thing. Business strategy, that once you have decided that which corporate strategy, that is which industry you are going to compete, business strategy formulates that how you are going to compete in that particular industry. That is also considered as the competitive strategy also. Functional strategy, in order to achieve the competitiveness, you have the internal environment has got the there are certain functional activities like marketing, finance, HR, and all these comes under your functional strategy. We can categorize in this way also. Corporate strategy, business strategy are part of external environment, whereas functional strategy is more of internal environment. Okay, but they all are interlinked. Like your strength, weakness is going to determine that which corporate strategy would be best suitable, and how this strength and weakness can cope up with your business strategy. Okay, so this is the three major different types of strategy. Then different perspective on strategy formulation. Okay, Andrews and Ansap, they have our most popular tool, SWOT analysis. That is, organization has to match its strength and weakness with that of external environments, opportunity and threat. Okay, and this will lead to formulation of different strategies, each of which can be evaluated and the best strategy then be implemented. Similarly, this learning school says that strategy is an immensely complex process which involves the most sophisticated, subtle, and the times subconscious elements of human thinking. Strategy can develop inadvertently without the conscious intention of senior management, often through a process of learning. Okay, and it is not this learning school says that in due course of time, the senior person, they have adopted something, they have imbibed their learnings through their experience, and that one is going to be helpful for strategy formulation. They cannot specifically says that this number of this quantify the inputs and output, but it would be on the based upon their experience and exposure. Okay, that all viable strategy have emergent and deliberate qualities, since all must combine some degree of flexible learning with some degree of cerebral control. Okay, we have already discussed, and as I was telling, this is we have two environment: internal environment, external environment. Internal environment decides your strength and weakness to cope up with external environments, opportunities and threats. Internal environment has got vision, mission, value that determines the goal. Vision is that how a particular the founder of your company, they decide in long run how you are going to look like. Mission is something like how the company is going to or the organization is going to communicate to the different stakeholders why they are existing. Value is something you are not going to compromise for short term goal or short term profit, so that decides the goals. Okay, again your resources and capabilities with your goal, your different type of hierarchy, structures, process, architecture, that decides your strengths and weakness. Okay, and general environment, it is the environment in which your industry is located, and it doesn't have a direct impact, it has an indirect impact, but it can have a great impact in due course of time, and it can also create a new industry. Okay, competitive environment is the particular area in which particular industry in which you are competing with, that is your competitive environment, and this as a whole, this external environment gives us the opportunities and threats. Okay, like I was discussing in your class, you what is your goal? You said that my and who who you consider as your competitor. Well, competitor is the your most dangerous competitor are those that are most like you. Okay, so and they are like you, and so when you are making this your competitor, that point of time you are deciding that in which particular subset you are going to compete with. Okay, so depending on that one, you are setting your goal. Okay, so your competitor, suppose you are competing for a very generic type of competitive world. Okay, that point of time your competitor will not be limited to your specialized people, it will be open to all. So and it all comes from your value system, how from your childhood, how you have been able to grow up with different set of things. Okay, and this enables you to acquire certain resources and capabilities. Okay, so these all things are going to decide the internal environment, external environment. Then both the have stakeholders. Okay, stakeholders can be influenced by the organization, and they in turn they can also influence the organization. Okay, both the terms in the internal also we have different set of stakeholders, and in external environment also we have different set of people who also acts as your who is also your stakeholders. Okay, so this is what uh, is the stakeholder part. Then comes, based upon this one, you are formulating the different type of strategies. Okay, so this strength and weakness and opportunity threats that gives rise to strategy. Okay, so this is the one that is the that is we'll discuss one case study over here. So we'll discuss one case study over here, and that is the Alexander case study, Alexander the Great. So we have seen that so the to reframe the situation, how this strategy is being formulated, that we are going to discuss now. People, to reframe a situation is to change what people pay attention to or deem important. Alexander sometimes reframed the problems by creating another problem. Okay, when he solves this new created problems, the original unsolvable problems become irrelevant. Never accept the perception of the environment. Normally we see the external environment, opportunities and threats are there, but we often say that we do not have that much of strength to cope up or to challenge this one, but Alexander has gone against of this one. Okay, and there is like he have to cross a river to fight the Poruch Sena or military. So near the end of 10 years of campaigning, Alexander faced Porus, and they have adopted many strategies. Okay, many attempts they made how they can attack on this thing. So there was the manpower of the, you can see over there that what is the people, how many manpower was there, Porus, and how much was the Alexander was there. Okay, what they have done is that they have taken the help of Sogdian mounted archer. Okay, and they are located in modern Bukhara in the Central Asia. And what they done is that while riding, they started striking the arrows to the elephant eyes, and then after another group of soldiers of Alexander, they came with javelin thrower and they started throwing to the elephants. Okay, and they have a sarissa, a very long pike like object they have started injecting over there. So what happened is that the elephants of Porus army, they are being damaged by their own elephants, okay, whom they Porus has brought to fight against them. They have started killing their own soldiers, because when the Alexander soldiers have started pushing, they are made the elephant blind, and then after they have started throwing the javelin and sarissa picking over there, so elephant could not run forward. What they have to do, they will run in the backward direction. Okay, and the backward direction means they have started killing their own soldiers, own, that is soldiers of Porus. And in the, what was the result? Alexander lost about 220 cavalries, 10 mounted archers, an insignificant number of infantry. Porus lost 4,000 cavalries and 21,000 infantry. And one more thing is that when the this Porus this infantry was there, they were not fully trained military, means they are part time. They used to work as farmers, and at the time of need they used to work as the soldiers. Okay, so this sort of thing. But in contrast, the Alexander infantry, they were the trained people. Okay, and one thing is that they have, even though they do not have the competency in a particular thing, what they have done is that they have outsourced that competency. Now, can outsourcing create innovative business model? You see, Bharti Airtel is one of the India's largest telecom company. It offers mobile service, mobile voice, data services, fixed lines, high-speed broadband, IPTV. It has operation in 19 countries across Asia and Africa. Okay, and how does it operate? Does it build up its own competency? Does it build up its organizational strength and weakness to cope up with the opportunity and threats? See, IBM's infrastructure of IT and standardized business framework, means they have tie up with IBM for infrastructure of IT and standardized business framework. Telecom network managed by Ericsson, Nokia, Siemens on capacity usage payment. Alcatel-Lucent manages Airtel's fixed network. Tower business by Indus Tower. Value-added services by Comvia. Airtel Money by Infosys. Marketing, branding, and personal PR, all those things are being managed by Ogilvy. And what is the job of Airtel? Job of Airtel is only to coordinate with these major activities. Okay, and then after the some of the operational activities, they are just hiring, they are outsourcing, just like in the Alexander case, they have hired the specialized people. Here also they are hiring wherever there is a need for this thing. Okay, a typical network uses 60 to 70% capacity utilization, and extra 30 to 40% would have been additional cost burden, giving operation more scalability. Gathering means whatever they are using, they are paying for that one. Okay, gathering best practices from the world, gaining telecom domain knowledge from across the world. Okay, so what is strategic management? Strategic management is a critical undertaking that involves formulating, implementing, and evaluating cross-functional decisions that enable an organization to achieve its objective. Okay, similarly here also supermarket model, like some of these northwest one, hub and spoke, means everywhere your cycle hub and spoke is spokes is there, means wherever is there you can see. Suppose you will be going some tour operators, you will find that from that particular places there would be some spokes arising from that particular place, that we have got connectivity to this many places. We are operating in this so many places from this particular source to different destination. Okay. And similarly this Northwest company, they were also into, and they were focusing interested in safety, reliability, cleanliness, promptness, reliable luggage delivery, frequency of their places, all these were there. The company closed. What they done is that let us not, small is beautiful, so they have stopped whichever is not a profitable one. Okay, they stopped operating from there. Whichever they are getting profit, that particular zone only they have started operating. The company witnessed profit of 9.1 billion dollar US dollar as against of loss of 1.8 US dollar 1.8 US dollar billion. Okay, so it is not that, and their vision was initially that we have to cater to the all the wherever there is there, we should cater, that's our services. But they have revisited their vision and they make it specific that whichever is their profit zone, in that particular one only they are going to operate. Okay, strategy management, there are so many changes. Like in 50s and 60s, there was a stable and expanding market condition with a customer emphasis on price. Okay, you manufacture the product, calculate the cost, and add the profit over there, and then after you divide by number of units and start selling that one. That was the era of 1950s to 60s. They used to have a plan of long term plan, like in the government sector now they are doing next 5 years plan. Okay, finance based budgetary control system was there. Okay, 60s and 70s, management has sufficient skills and capabilities to run business operating in markets which may have little or no knowledge. Okay, they have started sufficient skills and capabilities to run business market which may have little or none. In particular market where there is no knowledge also, they have started migrating to that one. Okay, but 50s and 60s, they used to develop the thing and then after they used to sell that one in their convenient zone. And then there is a little bit of expansion happened in this one. 80s position themselves favorably against the adversarial forces within industry and adopt strategy that would enable them to compete effectively. 80s, they, this competitiveness has been observed. Okay, corporate given importance to core elements of the business. Okay, and 90s, these new things like removing extra people over there, downsizing. Okay, any activities they are not good at, they have started outsourcing. Okay, delayering, like your hierarchical system is going to has been reduced. Quality management has been given importance over here. Okay, benchmarking, re-engineering means rejecting what the past was and thinking in a new innovative way. Okay, and 90s, this resource based views. Okay, Prahalad Hamel, they have been very popular in popularizing this resource based views. Okay, and there was like your their basic thing is that they started considering themselves as their competitor. Okay, and also there is another view, that is your competitiveness, as Porter is the promoter of that one. Amit and Shoemaker has come with a complementary to resource based view, is complementary to industry analysis framework, that is the Porter's 5-factor competitive analysis thing. Okay, 90s, a hyper competitiveness as observed by, as promoted by D. Aveni. Okay, an organization began to see the benefits of collaboration, cooperation, joint alliances, acquisition, merger, all those things. Networking between corporation become new buzzword. Okay, one corporation with the complementary thing or with their competitor, they have started establishing their link. Okay, so this is all about this particular slide. So this one is about your introduction to strategic management, or this is what is the strategy. Thank